beginning our afternoon session. This meeting is called to order. I'll ask the clerk to please call the roll and establish quorum.
Okay, good afternoon. Supervisors Desmond, Frost,
Here.
Kennedy,
Here.
Natoli, Cerna,
Here.
and you have a quorum.
Thank you. Could you read our first item, please?
Yes, ma'am. Item 49 is the hearing on 2021 redistricting process, overview of mapping tools, and public input on communities of interest and mapping priorities.
Good afternoon, Natasha.
Hi, good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. I'm Natasha Drain, Governmental Relations and Legislative Officer. This is the first official public hearing on redistricting as required by the Fair Maps Act. Today we'll have two presentations, one from staff and one from National Demographics Corporation, or NDC, our redistricting consultant. Kim Nava, your Director of Public Information, will discuss public outreach and community engagement. And we also have from NDC in the chambers, Doug Yoakum, with, again, NDC. He'll talk about redistricting, the timelines, the rules, the goals. And then Douglas Johnson is joining us via Skype, and he'll cover mapping tools. And then finally, and probably most importantly, this is your opportunity as required to give the public a chance to share their interest and feedback into this process. So with that, I'll hand it over to Kim Nava.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, members of the board. I'm Kim Nava, Public Information Director, and I'll be presenting our public outreach plan for redistricting 2021. Elements of this will look familiar to you as it is similar to the presentation from May 4th. However, given that this is the first official public hearing for Sacramento County's redistricting, it's important to share our outreach plan. The purpose of Sacramento County's redistricting 2021 public outreach plan is to engage, promote, and urge participation by Sacramento County residents in the process. This is a big job. How do we achieve this? With the help of voter registration and elections and their community engagement efforts, we achieve this through promoting use of the redistricting website, utilizing Sacramento County communication vehicles, building on existing organizational networks, developing and sharing informative toolkits in multiple languages. And I'll explain each of these tactics in this presentation. The redistricting website will be the primary source to disseminate all redistricting information and materials. Please note at the top of the webpage and at the top of this slide, in fact, on the top of every county webpage, is the option for Google Translate. All of the information on this website can be automatically translated using this feature. I'll talk about translation for documents linked from the website in just a moment. We put the most crucial information front and center of the website, of course, which is what is redistricting, why is redistricting important, and how can the public participate in redistricting. Now, we've made several changes to the website since the last presentation based on feedback from outreach meetings. And this is exactly how the process should work. Users indicated that they were going to these three buttons you see up here and not necessarily to the navigation pane at the top of the website. We adjusted the web page so that the information at the navigation page is also available when users access the corresponding buttons. Now, directly under these high-profile buttons is the hyperlink for users to sign up for email or text alerts about redistricting news and updates. Those who opt into the alerts will receive all of the county's news stories about redistricting, including alerts for each upcoming public hearing or workshop. An important element of the website is the public meetings and hearings webpage. Now, this slide illustrates the meetings matrix. When public hearings and workshops are scheduled, we identify the meeting type, including an overview of the presentation for that particular meeting, the date, time, and location, a web link for live viewing, the agenda item number, and all supporting materials for the redistricting item, including the board letter, presentations, written public comment, and other materials. A recording of each of the meetings is uploaded and available to view after each meeting. An explanation of the Sacramento County redistricting process is available on the website in printable PDFs, as you see on this slide. All printable PDFs will be available not only in the legally required languages of English, Spanish, and Chinese, but in 7 additional threshold languages in the county, which I'll focus on in a few more slides. We do this because the Google Translate tool does not work for document links. The county has a multitude of communication vehicles through which we can disseminate information. Of course, I've already mentioned the dedicated website, and the county's social media platforms are amazingly effective mechanisms to get messaging out to our audience and direct them to our website. For Facebook, we have more than 23,000 followers, Twitter, more than 24,000, Instagram, about 3,500. Nextdoor is a platform that is available to all who reside in Sacramento County and have a Nextdoor account. For YouTube, we have 810 subscribers, but you don't have to be a subscriber to view content. This is an important platform to us to share videos through other social media. We have established a dedicated email in which we can receive feedback from the public and take questions, and that is redistricting@saccounty.net. We can also distribute information via email through our GovDelivery email system. We have established lists already with Sacramento County news and press releases, which number more than 50,000 recipients. We have our Redistricting 2021 list, which has more than 500 recipients and continues to grow each day. And of course, we have the board agenda notifications for public hearings, and that's about 6,200 recipients. By signing up for the Redistricting 2021 email and text alerts, individuals and organizations will receive emailed notifications of agenda items, meetings, public hearings, workshops, redistricting plan, submission process, and other related information. And of course, we have a phone number for folks to call as well. Other county communication vehicles include the digital sign at Highway 99 at the Calvine exit. Depending on how many messages are running, generally a message holds for 8 seconds in a 1-minute cycle. The number of eyes we have on the sign in 1 week is more than 440,000. And we currently have a message running for June and July that you might have seen with a simple message: why is Sacramento County redistricting important, as well as the redistricting website address. We also have our Sacramento County newsletter. The newsletter is targeted to audiences who are residents in underrepresented neighborhoods in the unincorporated county and may not have access to broadband. This hits more than 80,000 mailboxes per newsletter, and the cover story for the July, August, September issue will be about redistricting. We have clear, concise, printed materials in plain language, and this is especially important for translations. You can see here an example of a 1-page printable document with the most critical information about redistricting. You can find this and other materials on the redistricting website under Toolkits. We also have public meetings such as this one, and then community and district events. These are essential in our outreach as we discuss redistricting in a public forum and literally meet people where they are to provide information and to get feedback from our residents.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Supervisor Natoli.
Yeah. Kim, just back on the county newsletter, when you said it's sent to about 80,000 households that are maybe underrepresented or not have access to broadband, does that include the rural portions of the county?
Absolutely includes the rural portions of the county.
The Delta, all the outlying areas, whether they're in the southern part of the county, some northern parts of the county as well.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
okay,
Yes.
thanks.
Thank
you,
you.
Madam Chair.
Thank you, Supervisor. So we're also building on existing networks. Sacramento County already has a unique opportunity given the community-based and other organizations we've already worked with for both Census 2020 and COVID-19. We also work with businesses, special districts, faith-based organizations, and other networks. The Public Information Office has been in communication with contacts from these networks asking for assistance in reaching their specific communities. And I'm pleased to say that all replies have not only been affirmative, they've been enthusiastic in their willingness to partner with the county to disseminate this important information. Also, our wonderful staff from Voter Outreach and Elections have worked extensively with these organizations to either make a special presentation about redistricting or to participate in existing meetings or community events to talk about the county's redistricting efforts. And lastly, I want to talk about the toolkits. As I mentioned earlier, the county has to provide documents in English, Spanish, and Chinese, but we're going the extra step and translating into 7 additional languages. These languages include the county's threshold languages, which are defined as languages that are identified as the primary language of at least 5% of the service population. We worked with the county's Departments of Human Assistance and Health Services for additional languages for their client lists and helped us to establish this. And of course, we will add more as needed if we hear back from any of our CBOs. Toolkits for the residents will include electronic flyers and handouts, all translated, as well as videos of public presentations, public hearings, and soon the virtual workshops. That concludes my presentation. I'm happy to take any questions you might have.
Supervisor Cerna and Kennedy, do you have any questions at this time?
Not this time, thank you.
Okay, thank you. With that, I'll turn it over to Doug Yoakum from NDC.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Doug.
Thank you so much. I'm waiting for my
Welcome.
presentation to come up here. Can I ask if we can hear Doug Yoakum, who's Doug Yoakum? I'm Doug Yoakum. Doug Johnson, who is attached remotely to this meeting? Because he's the second half of this presentation.
Doug Johnson, are you present and accounted for on the phone?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes,
All right.
thank you.
We are ready. I will quickly go through the first part because you've seen most of it. Just wanted to bring you up to date on where we are and where we have been. The next step is in the middle of this slide on June 21st and 23rd. We're going to have our virtual community workshops. These are all online, no in person, where I will make a quick presentation as to what redistricting is and what the requirements are. And then most of it is devoted to public comment, because that's the purpose of our community meetings, is to get the public involved. And Kim has been doing a great job of recruiting everybody to get ready for this process. Then you have after that, you'll have another board meeting here, the second official meeting, to get feedback based on that process, and also on the workshops that have been held in each one of your districts, which we intend to do. And your staff will be working with you on scheduling those. Then in mid-August, the Census Bureau will release its data. And there's a court case in Alabama where the Census Bureau has committed to August 15th as their release date. So we now have that in stone. And then after that, California has to do their massaging of the data based on prisoner location and things of that nature. And then we will have a usable database that all cities and counties and the state can use at that point. It'll probably be around October 1st. Then you get into the meat of the process. November 2nd is your third official hearing where we will actually be reviewing maps. And if you would go ahead of that date, October 15th would be the date that folks in the public would be, is the deadline for them to submit their map that we can all look at. And so we expect to get quite a few of those. Our job at NDC would be to summarize that information for you at the November 2nd meeting so you can begin to make decisions as to what kind of maps you'd like to adopt, which is scheduled for November 17th, and we have some flexibility that perhaps we can do it on December 7th. So that's the schedule for the board.
Excuse me, Doug, will the maps, as you present them at that time, just be the maps that the community submitted, or will they be maps that the community submitted and then you reviewed to qualify all the to apply all the qualifying factors?
Yes,
and
we
it'll
will
be the maps
review them all, and we will inform the board as to whether they are are compliant with population and other requirements, which I was just about to go into.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
And because you've seen this also, but this is also, I wanted you to see it again, because this is what I will be presenting at the virtual meeting and the community meetings in your district, so the public will be informed as to what the requirements are for drawing a map. And Doug will explain to you in a moment what tools can be used, will be used for those maps. And here's the questions we're asking, again, that the community answer for us. What is your neighborhood? Can you draw a boundary around it for us? Then communities of interest, which is a social or a economic interest that then can be perhaps be defined by a boundary. And then community input, telling us whether that community is best served by being in a district or a multiple number of districts. Doug now will explain what kind of tools we will be providing for the public to participate in this process. And I will try to show them as he goes along here.
Thank you, Mr. Yoakum. Appreciate it. And thank you, board members, for this opportunity to appear virtually or telephonically before you again. On the slide entitled Public Mapping and Map Review Tools, the thing to emphasize here is that all of these tools are designed to empower people. There's a lot I'm going to go through, and it can be somewhat overwhelming at first glance. So I want people to know there's no requirement to use any of these tools. These are all just to help them. We always go back to, if someone wants to sketch a map on a napkin and turn it in, we will take that, because we'll take whatever maps anyone wants to submit. But these will help people turn in higher quality, more maps that are more likely to meet the legal requirements. And we also have different tools that I'll walk through in just a moment for different purposes and levels of technical skill and interest. So we have a simple kind of learn about your community map, which I'll talk about, called Story Maps. We have a very simple, essentially as easy as Google Maps tool to use for people that just want to review maps so they can comment on what they like and dislike without having to learn how to figure out how to draw their own map. But neither of those take any learning. They're really easy to use, and they're just informative. They don't collect any feedback from residents. The next three that I'll talk about, and that Doug Yoakum touched on briefly, is a very simple, just draw your neighborhood tool. So people don't have to get in and draw a whole county-wide map. They can simply draw their community of interest that Mr. Yoakum was just talking about, and say, please keep our community of interest together as you draw a county-wide map. And then for those that want to really get into this and sink their teeth into it and draw a full district map, we have both paper and Excel versions for people that don't want to get online and use an online tool. And then coming is a very powerful data-rich draw a draft map tool that we think people really will enjoy using.
Excuse
and then
me.
I should emphasize is all, oh, sure.
Oh, excuse me, Doug. Supervisor Natoli had a question, and I think it was on this slide.
Yeah, in each of those slides, Mr. Johnson, there's a overlay that says Sacramento County tools will be live by June 8th. That's today. Are they live currently, and why are we using Goleta and all these other communities? Why wouldn't we, if we're live today, we use our information in this example?
Yes. Well, one of the things that Mr. Yoakum mentioned was the delay in getting the data from the census, and that has delayed the launch of the tools. So we are very close to launching these, and a couple of these are live, but they just went live this morning. Okay. And so there wasn't time to update the presentation and to get them on the website yet.
Okay.
So as I go through these, we are using examples from the other jurisdictions, but as people go to the website tomorrow and later this week, these tools will be appearing live for Sacramento County on the website. We just didn't quite get them up today.
Okay, so just to be clear, so parts of the tools are up today, the rest will be up by the end of the week, or they'll all be up by today? Because that's not what the header says here on three slides that you've shown.
Right. Right. As you know, these presentations are start for the board presentation process I think about a week and a half in advance. And we had thought that the different providers and web hosts would have them all up today. Because you are the first county getting these things up, it has taken longer than the providers expected. So they're not live today.
Okay. But so what's the new date? End of the week?
For everything except the final one, the caliper powerful one, yes, we should have. We expect to have all those links up this week.
Okay.
The caliper one, they told us it'll probably be next week.
Okay, so maybe our website can be updated to indicate to folks, since we're giving this presentation live, that information is forthcoming and it will be available on whatever date we anticipate it. So, okay, thank you.
We should also emphasize that the data that will be associated with these tools, at least initially, is the estimated data.
Right, no, that's been cleared.
The official data will be in October.
Okay, no, that's fine. I mean, we've been saying that from the get-go. Just that we say tools are going to be available today, and people go look and they say, "Well, you said it," and we didn't. So there's an understanding. And I
Understood.
And there's a qualifier as to what we're using as far as estimates versus the data that we'll have to adhere to. So
Correct.
thank you.
Yes, our apologies on the delay, but I will say the reason that the timing has been hard to predict and we didn't hit today's date is that the county is the first to launch the full suite of tools of the counties in the state. So
Good.
It's good to be cutting edge, but sometimes we don't quite hit our targets when we are cutting edge. We'll just briefly touch on each of these tools with the individual slides too. If you can put the story map slide up.
Okay, we'll go back.
Yeah. So one of the things I'll be brief about each of these slides, but when we ask people to tell us about their community of interest, Mr. Yoakum walked through kind of the questions we want to answer. Common Cause phrases this in an interesting way. They say, tell us your story. And so this story map tool, and people click on the link, they can see the Goleta one in depth, and the Sacramento one will have similar data. You can really get data on demographics, socioeconomics, zoning, all that kind of data to tie your neighborhood together. And so when folks are talking about, well, we all speak the same language, they can actually show or reference data on language spoken at home from these story maps. You want to go to the next slide, the map review tool. Again, this is as easy to use as Google Maps. When people go to the site, there's a pop-up box that gives them about 10 seconds of instructions in text, and then they can go and they can choose. You can see on the right-hand side the list of the different maps listed here, 123, 124, 125. So people can overlay different maps, and there will be all that socioeconomic data and city borders, neighborhood borders, all those kinds of things are live. But residents can zoom in, zoom out. They can even change the base map to a satellite image if they really want to see exactly where these lines are going. And this is the best way to look at and review all the maps as they come in, because you can really get that detailed perspective, and it's got lots of capability to review maps as well. You go to the next slide. The simple map drawing tool. This is for people who just want paper. They either don't have a good internet connection or they don't want to get online. So this one is from Lake Forest. The one for the county actually breaks it up into census tracts and cities and places. So you get a number for each census tract, or for the smaller cities and places, a number for the city. And you just go through and add the numbers together. As you get those total population things, it says right on it what the population target is for each district. And they're kind of fun. People often will have you can see their math in the margin as they've done their work coming up with it. For those who want to take one more step, the next slide shows it's that same map, but instead of the population numbers, now you can see highlighted with the red arrow, these are ID numbers. So use that map, and if you're comfortable with Excel, we always say it's not worth learning Excel, but more and more people are already familiar with it. Then you go into the Excel sheet, And in that column, for each ID number, you enter in which district you assign it to. And a second worksheet in that one file then does all the math for you. And so you'll actually get demographics. And over on the right-hand side, you see the little green box. That's the population balance. And as long as you're in the population range, it will be green, and it will go to red if you're outside of the population balance number. So pretty easy tools to use, either through your paper or Excel if people are comfortable with that. The District R tool, you can see on this slide, it does the shading, and in this case, it's showing total population numbers in each census block, but we'll have all the demographic, socioeconomic factors that we have in our database available, so people can look and see where are there more renters. You know, if their neighborhood is heavily renters, they can pull up the data, see where the renters are, and shade in that area as their community of interest. And you can zoom in and out. You can see in the top right, really simple tools: a paintbrush, an eraser, and then a finger where you can move the screen around. So it's very, very easy to use to draw your neighborhood. And then the Caliper online tool, once this is launched, we'll also put together a short video showing people how to use it so that people can quickly learn in 5 or 10 minutes of watching a video how to draw a full map using all the data and all the demographics and all the mapping tools that we have on our desktop computers. So, and this shows the full demographics as you go along. And even better, you want to highlight the top of this where you see the little screenshot where it says English. There's a pull-down menu with 6 language options: English, Spanish, Portuguese, Mandarin, Vietnamese, and Korean. So we don't have control over which languages. Those are provided by the software provider. But there is in particular, Spanish available, and then all of the controls and menu options will switch to that language. So it's a quick spin through. The biggest thing to take away is whatever tool people use, or even if they just write an email, we want them to answer those questions Mr. Yoakum posed earlier on about your community of interest. What ties it together? What makes it a neighborhood or a community? Why does that matter for redistricting? And why do they think it's important to keep their areas together in a district if it's at all possible? So with that quick spin through, I'll wrap it up and happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, I do not see supervisors in the queue with questions. Do Supervisor Kennedy or Cerna have questions?
Not this time.
None for me.
Okay, thank you. We have no questions, so I believe, are there any other presenters, or should we move forward to public comment?
Public comment, please.
Public comment. Okay. So at this time, we'll open the public hearing. And do we have any calls?
We do not have any public comments at this time.
Oh, okay. So is this a formal hearing? We'll close the hearing.
Close it.
And bring it back to the board for questions or comments or input. And I'll begin by just asking, I think you already gave us some flyers, but for those upcoming 2 public meetings online, I have a lot of constituents who are interested in participating, and I was wondering if you could send something out to us that we can distribute also through our communications.
Oh, absolutely. I will send you all the copies of all the printable PDFs, and if you'd like us to print up some copies for you, we can do that as well.
Okay. I'm not sure about printed. I guess my staff we can notify you if we need that. And thank you, Kim. And Supervisor Natoli had a question.
Yep. Thank you, Madam Chair, and certainly appreciate the work that's been contributed to this thus far, and I think it certainly is laying the groundwork and foundation for a very robust process. I guess I wanted to on the record today, make note that as each of us have had briefings on this, that it's anticipated that we would have 5 community meetings, public hearings, formal ones, and one of the things that, and I had a good deal of conversation with staff about this, and I've continued to grapple with it, and that is geographically, the District 5 is got 650 square miles, and to try to find a location central as it relates to in-person participation, it's a bit of a challenge, to say the least, and I know that our election and voter registration staff, along with our PIO and county executive staff, and certainly our consultants, have looked at that, and I think certainly in fairness to each of us as members of the board and the constituencies that we represent in district, but certainly in the county, tried to align to have one hearing in each district. Part of the issue, though, and I wanted to put this forward because having participated in this process, recognizing there have been new frameworks for fair maps and for certain consideration of materials, but District 5 has continued to grow, and certainly just from the estimated numbers we have, it is a recognition that there's going to be probably some shifting of population from District 5 as it relates to the redistricting. Again, we're a long ways off from that. But there are two kind of distinct portions of District 5 geographically, and part of it being in the northern part of the district along the Highway 50 corridor and communities that align along the 50 corridor, but also obviously those that are kind of central to the county where I abut other supervisors' districts, District 5 does, and in fact I abut all other 4 supervisors' districts. And then further to the south, obviously with the concentration of population in the Elk Grove area, but then you can travel from Elk Grove and go 45 miles distant before you get to the county line. And so what I wanted to put forward is that I know that they were asking for feedback for me to pick one location, and I'm having a real struggle with that. I just think from the standpoint of reaching out to the communities that are currently in District 5, recognizing that some of those areas may get shifted. And again, we've had shifts occur in the previous redistricting over the past 4 decades. I've had requests from folks along the 50 corridor, from the Rosemont community in particular, and I think the Butterfield Riviera East community, which were in play in the conversations previously 10 years ago. I'm going to make the point here that I still feel pretty strongly about having a second public hearing, one that has obviously the framework. There's some costs associated with it, but I think 2 distinct ones in District 5. And again, willing to hear from my colleagues. I know we're going to do a lot virtually, but from the geographical distances and some of the remoteness of some of those communities, and again, there are other distant locations in the county. So again, I'm not making this is the exception as much as I am making the point about having 2 hearings in District 5, and particularly because I abut all 4 other districts, and that so the likelihood there's going to be a shift with other districts, and respecting again population centers, but also communities of interest, neighborhoods that we're going to learn about as we go, through the public participation process. And so I wanted to put that out there because again, I haven't reconnected with staff since our briefing. I've given a lot of thought to it. I've talked with a couple of community members about it, and so I wanted to put that out there. Not that we're deciding that today necessarily, but I wanted to share that, and I know I've had a chance to talk with our staff about that, so I wanted to.
Yes, and Supervisor, we can certainly work with you
Okay.
on that.
And I know you
side.
said
And
you
any
would.
other supervisor
Yeah.
who has
Okay.
additional needs.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Supervisor. Okay, do we have any other supervisors who would like to speak?
Madam Chair, Supervisor
Yes.
Kennedy.
Yes, Supervisor Kennedy.
Thank you. I just, to the consultant, thank you for the information. And I think Don makes good points. Also, is there going to be an opportunity for us to have a one-on-one, because we've already received feedback from constituents, and being that we're extremely familiar with our district and the dynamics of each district, is there going to be an opportunity for one-on-one, if not in-person meetings, at least Zoom or phone calls with supervisors?
What do you mean by one-on-one?
Well, you'd be one and I'd be one. That would be one.
Well, that's pretty simple.
Doug Johnson can answer that question if he's still on.
Yes, thank you. Yes, as we go along and as you see the input coming in and see the and I presume probably play around with the tools a little bit yourselves as well. If that's something we want to set up when we get into the actual mapping stage, we can arrange that.
Okay, thank you. I'd appreciate that.
Great. Thank you, Supervisor Kennedy. Supervisor Cerna, do you have anything?
I do. Thank you, Chair. Question for the consultants, and it has to do with the appropriateness of what we will be deliberating in terms of changes to the boundaries. I know that the fundamental reason for this exercise every 10 years is to equalize population in the 5 districts. However, one of the things that I raised during my briefing on this recently with staff is wanting to know to what extent it's appropriate or not that the board and the public would also consider what we or they perceive to be formally gerrymandered parts of districts. Is that fair game in terms of revising the maps?
Well, certainly, if you or the input from the public indicates that they're not pleased with something that happened 10 years ago, you have the option to adjust that. If they testify in public to that at any of our workshops or at a public meeting here, obviously we will take that into consideration. And if it's a serious question, we will present a map that solves the issue, if that's the consensus of the board. So yes, absolutely. Though if there are issues like that, I assume they will be coming up during these many workshops and hearings, and you and us together will address that.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Cerna. And thank you, Doug and Doug, for all of your hard work. We really appreciate that NDC is our consultant on this. And I want to also acknowledge and thank the staff for their expertise in so many ways. Kim and Natasha, and to our registrar of voters staff, we thank all of you for all your hard work on this. And I believe
And Board Chair, if I might?
Yes.
Just sorry to interrupt, but literally an email just popped up on my screen from Caliper saying that the Massachusetts Online Redistricting tool is ready.
Good.
So we will be getting that link over, and all the tools should be going up on the website tomorrow.
Oh, great.
Good work.
Okay. Great. And were you done, Doug? Did I interrupt you?
Yes. No.
You had completed your presentation. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Great. That completes our update and our public hearing, and we thank all of you. And at this time, we'll move on to the next item.